The honourable member for Grand Prairie Smoky.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Alberta Conservation Association has suspended aeration on numerous lakes across the province this winter based on 2 legal opinions the organization obtained concerning liability. Concerns relate to Section 263 of the Criminal Code and the potential risk of an individual being injured or killed by falling through the thin ice by the aeration. Aeration provides a crucial boost to oxygen levels to ensure the survival of fish through the winter. To the Minister of Environment and Parks, is the Minister aware of this time-sensitive issue, and what is the government's plan?
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the honourable member for the question. Our department is most certainly aware of this issue. We are examining it, and we will provide an update to the House when we can in the coming weeks. Thank you.
First supplemental.
Again to the Minister. I'm sure that this government shares my concern that there is a real possibility that many of our fisheries across Alberta may collapse without this much-needed aeration. Will the Minister recognize the immense strain the Alberta Conservation Association is under and lobby the federal government to change the wording of Section 263 to allow the due diligence defence and remove the liability threat to the Alberta Conservation Association?
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you for the question. Of course, the Alberta Conservation Association is a delegated administrative authority of the Department of Environment and Parks, and we're aware of the challenges right now with respect to the federal government, Mr. Speaker. Of course, we await our federal counterparts, and we will update this House once we have had those fulsome discussions with them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Second supplemental.
Mr. Speaker, we simply cannot afford to take a gamble with our fisheries. Albertans will be significantly impacted by a serious loss of fish without aeration on the many lakes this winter. There is still time to find a working solution, both for this winter and for the long term. Will the Minister and her colleagues work with the opposition and the Alberta Conservation Association to find an appropriate and immediate solution to protect these fragile lakes?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you for the supplemental question to the member. Yes, of course, the province of Alberta is working with a delegated administrative authority of the department on the strength of our fisheries throughout the province, Mr. Speaker. And we will be working with the federal government and working with our own department on the health of fisheries going forward, Mr. Speaker. That is one of the reasons why we protected the castle earlier this fall, Mr. Speaker, was exactly this, was protection of fisheries in our sensitive headwaters, Mr. Speaker.